Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name's Riskiyadi Siregar. My student number 1201041625. I am from class 3C. I am a student of English Education Department of Education and Teacher Training Faculty of Sultan Syarif Qasim State Islamic University Riau. All right. In this occasion, I would like to tell you about a study on the teachability of EVL communication strategies. There are 5 main points that I consider important for successful study. My first point is introduction from a study on the teachability of EVL communication strategies. Early CS or communication strategy studies aimed at defining and classifying strategies into taxonomies. Donnie's coach indicated that although L2 speakers spend a lot of time and effort struggling with language difficulties, yet L2 coaches do not generally prefer students to cope with performance problems. Recently, some empirical studies have been conducted focused on the relationship between communication strategies and pedagogical issues. Next, I have found literature review. For the first, the Chinese. There have been a number of studies conducted to examine the various aspects of communication strategies, including use of communication strategies and interaction of communication strategies. Recently, several researchers have examined the communication strategies employed by Chinese EVL learners. For instance, when nations and science is investigated the communication strategies used by EVL learners in China. Jackson's investigated the redundancy of EVL students in Hong Kong in their case discussion. Moving into my points is their methodology. For methodology. The first methodology is participants. Participants in the student study were one senior class of 24 English major at a university in northern Taiwan. All of them have completed at least than years of EVL study in school. Their TOEIC scores were more than 750, and some of them even scored higher than 900. As a result, they could be designated as high, intermediate, or advanced EVL learners. The second methodology from a study on the teachability of EVL communication strategy is instruments. The main instrument was an oral test of role play which has been adopted by Nakatani. By performing the role play test, 2 students engaged in a simulated conversation derived from a situation described on a card. The third methodology is procedures. The first study was conducted during the class house of the senior research course English field. The participants were informed that they would participate in the training program of EVL communication strategies. The experiments was directed based on the following 3 steps. First, an oral test was given to the participant in class. The speech production of the role-play test was videotaped. Then, participants received explicit instructions to help them effectively employ EVL communication strategies. And the last methodology from a study on the teachability of EVL communication strategies is data analysis. Let's regard to the scoring of the oral test participants, narrations, and responses in the task were transcribed. Then a coding system was adopted to identify the communication strategies used in the transcriptions. The coding systems based on Carone's taxonomies include 5 major strategies with some subordinate strategies. Fourthly, aiding result. The speech production of the pre-test and the post-test by the 24 participants were coded according to the coding schemes. Frequency counting was conducted to assess the selection of communication strategies. And finally, my last point is discussion. In this study, results indicate that there is significant difference in these participants' use of communication strategies. That is, if your college students employed significantly more strategies after they received the instruction of communication strategies. Furthermore, participants had significantly higher communicative effectiveness in the post-test than in the pre-test. The findings support a number of previous research on communication strategies, or CS instruction. And the last and conclusion from a study on the teachability of EVL communication strategy, the diffusion research focused the systematic strategy instruction, research in the improvement of communication strategy use and communicative effectiveness for EVL learners in speech of some doubts on the teachability of CS or communication strategies. The study supports the argument as that communication strategies provide L2 learners with a sense of security by allowing them room to maneuver in time of difficulty. Teaching CS or communication strategy may empower the learners to participate in L2 communication by helping them not to give up in the conversation. The second study is expected to search some like on in controversial issue of teaching CS, and provide pedagogical implication on how to implement CS training in EVL classroom. I think that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention. I am sorry for weaknesses. See you. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.